This video is about Introduction to PHP Functions. PHP function is a piece of code that can be reused many times. It can take input as argument list and return value. There are thousands of built-in functions in PHP. In PHP, we can define conditional function, function with function, and recursive function also. Now there are several advantages of PHP functions. The first one is code reusability. The second is less code, easy to understand, and at last decomposing complex problems into simpler pieces. Next is PHP user-defined functions. So we can declare and call user-defined functions easily. Let's see the syntax to declare user-defined functions. This is the syntax for creating user-defined functions. Function, the name of the function with parentheses, and the code to be executed. Now let's see the hands-on for functions. So start PHP code, write function, say hello. Okay, this is the name of the function. Then echo hello PHP function. Okay, this is the message to be printed. Then say hello. Okay, now this is the calling function. Okay, just close it. Okay, so save this with function 1.php. Okay, now let's see localhost / function 1.php. Okay, so message is printed. Now let's see the example to pass single argument in PHP function. Okay, so open a new document, PHP. So function say hello $name. Echo hello $name br tag say hello the name Jack, say hello the name is Mac, say hello the name is John. Okay, and this is the program. So save this function 2.php and save this. Okay, so this is the example to pass single argument in PHP functions. Now let's see the result. Function 2.php. okay, you can see here hello Jack, hello John, hello and Mac. Okay, now let's see the example to pass two arguments in a PHP function. So let's see how we can do it, and start here PHP function say hello $name comma $age echo hello $name you are $age years old. Okay, and a br tag then say hello, Jack, comma 27, then say hello, Mac, comma 29, then say hello, John, comma 23. Okay, and now let's save this function 3.php. now run it here. Okay, so hello Jack, you are 27 years old. As you can see here, echo is hello $name. Now $name is Jack, Mac and John, and the age is 27, 29 and 23. So hello Jack, you are 27 years old, hello Mac, you are 29 years old, and hello John, you are 3 years old. Okay, now let's see an example of PHP function that returns a value. Let me show you. PHP function cube. Okay, $n return $n asterisk $n asterisk $n. Okay, and echo cube of 3 is dot cube of 3. Okay, now save this function 4.php. Okay, now run this. You can see here cube of 3 is 27. So in this example it returns a value with the help of return, that is cube of 3 is cube of 3, that is $n asterisk $n asterisk $n, and the function is cube $n. So this was about introduction to functions in PHP. This video is about parameterized functions in PHP. PHP parameterized functions are the functions with parameters. You can pass any number of parameters inside a function. These passed parameters act as a variables inside your function. They are specified inside the parenthesis after the function name. The output depends upon the dynamic values passed as the parameters into the function. Let's see the hands-on for parameterized functions. So we are inside htdocs folder. Now let's create a file. Now I'm going to show you an example where we have passed two parameters $x and $y inside two functions add and sub. So let's see. Doc type HTML, HTML tag, then heading tag, then title tag. Now the title is parameter addition and subtraction example. Now let's close this. Then heading tag, then body tag. Okay, now PHP tag, Okay, so this is for adding two numbers. Fine. Now here we have a function add, and in this we are passing two parameters here, $x and $y inside parentheses. Then this is a variable that is $sum, which stores the addition of these two parameters, that is $x plus $y. Then with the help of echo we are printing the sum of these two numbers equals to $sum and br tag and a semicolon. Okay, close this. Now here we are calling add function here. Okay, and with the two parameters 467 and 943. Okay, so here we have defined a function that is add function here, in which we have passed two arguments, that is $x and $y, and we have defined a variable that is $sum, in which we are storing the sum of these two parameters, that is $x and $y. Then we have printed the sum of these two parameters with echo, and now we are calling the add function with these two parameters 467 and 943. Okay, it will consider 467 as $x and 943 as $y, and it will add these two parameters and store in some variable. Okay, so this is for some variable. Now let's see for subtracting two numbers. Okay, so similarly for subtracting two numbers. Okay, so here we have a function that is sub function. Then we have two parameters, that is $x and $y. Okay, then we have a variable name that is difference variable equals to $x minus $y. Then with the help of echo we have printed a message difference between two numbers is equals to $difference. Okay, then close this, and we are calling sub function here with two values 943 and 467. Then PHP tag, then our body tag, and at last HTML tag. Okay, so this is the complete scenario. Now in this second part, in this part we have defined a sub function here, in which we have passed two arguments, $x and $y. Then we have defined a variable $difference, in which we are storing the difference of these two parameters, $x and $y. Then we have printed the difference between two numbers is $difference with the help of echo, and now we are calling sub function here with these two parameters, that is 943 and 467. So it will consider 943 as $x and 467 as $y, and it will subtract these two parameters and stored it in difference variable, that is $diff. Okay, so this is the overall program. Okay, now there is a syntax error here. Okay, now let's save this. Inside htdocs parameters dot php inside double quotes. Okay, now save this. Okay, now let's run this. Localhost / parameters dot php. Okay, parameters. So you can see here sum of two numbers is 1410 and difference between two number is 476. Okay, so this was about parameterized functions in PHP. This video is about call by value. PHP allows you to call function by value and reference both. In case of PHP call by value, actual value is not modified if it is modified inside the function. Now let's see the example for call by value. So I'm going to show an example. Just see here. I'll explain later. Function adder $str2 $str2 dot equals to call by value, then echo $str2 and a br tag. Okay, $str equals to hello, then add the function $str semicolon and echo $str and last PHP tag. Okay, so what we are doing here actually, so in this example variable $str is passed to the adder function and where it is concatenated with the call by value string. So when we are printing $str2 with the help of echo inside the function, it will print concatenated value, but printing $str variable outside the function, that is echo $str, results hello only. Okay, it is because changes are done in the local variable $str2 only, it doesn't reflect to $str variable. Okay, and now save it. So let's save this with call by value 1.php. okay, and now let's run this localhost / call by value 1.php. okay, so you can see here by the result, when we are printing $str2 inside the function, it will print concatenated value, that is hello call by value, but printing $str variable outside the function results in hello only. Okay, now let's see another example. Okay, let's take another example. Function increment $i. So we are creating a function increment $i plus plus. Okay, and now we are printing the $i inside the function. So echo $i and a br tag here. Okay, close this, and now we are giving the value of $i equals to 10 and increment function $i. So increment $i echo I and close this. Okay, this is the program. Now save this, call by value 2.php. Okay, now let's see the result. Okay, you can see here the first one is inside the function, so it will increment it to the value 11, and this one outside the function is the value is 10. Okay, so this was about call by value in PHP. This video is about call by reference in PHP. In case of PHP call by reference, actual value is modified if it is modified inside the function. In such case, you need to use ampersand symbol with formal arguments, which is your address of operator. The ampersand represents reference of the variable. Now let's see the example for call by reference. Okay, so I'm going to show an example for call by reference. PHP function header ampersand $str to $str2 dot equals to call by reference $str equals to this is header $str echo $str and tag. Now in this example we have a variable that is $str. So $str variable is passed to the adder function, where it is concatenated with call by reference string, and here printing $str variable results in this is call by reference. It is because changes are done in the actual variable $str. Here we have used ampersand sign, which is the address of operator, and here we are changing the value of str variable in address. Okay, we are changing the value in address because of this ampersand sign. Okay, now let's save this, call by reference dot php. Okay, call by reference 1.php. Now let's run this, localhost / call by reference 1.php. Okay, so you can see here the string is concatenated to $str, that is this is call by reference. Okay, now let's see another example. So PHP function increment ampersand $I, this is the function. Okay, open curly braces, $I plus plus semicolon, function close, $I equals to 10. So $I equals to 10, increment the value of $I echo $I and this. Okay, now save this with call by reference 2.php. okay, this is the name. Now save this and let's run this. Call by reference 2.php. okay, so you can see here, because the value of $i is incremented in the address, that's why it is incremented by 1. So $i equals to 10, so the result is 11. So this was about call by reference in PHP. This video is about default arguments. PHP allows you to define C++ style default argument values. In such case, if you don't pass any value to the function, it will use default argument value. Now let's see the example for default arguments. So by taking a new text document, let's start PHP function say hello. Okay, this is the function name. Now inside this $name equals to RAM. Okay, close this. So echo hello $name with a BR tag and close this. Say hello the value is Shubham. Say hello no value. Okay, we haven't passed any value in this, so passing no value. Okay, and say hello the value is Jack. Okay, now close this, save this with default.php inside double quotes. Now save this and now run this localhost/default.php. okay, now you can see the result is hello Shubham, hello Ram and hello Jack. So you can see that if you don't pass any value to the function, as you can see here in this one, we haven't passed any value in this function, so it will use the default value which is Ram here. Okay, the default value of $name is Ram. So this one is say hello Shubham, so hello Shubham, we haven't passed a value in this, so hello the default value, that is Ram, and hello Jack. Okay, now let's see another example. So start PHP function, the name of the function is greeting. Okay, and $first equals to Shubham, comma $last equals to Gupta. Okay, then echo a message that is greeting colon $first space $last and a BR tag. Close this. Now the first one is empty, then the next one is we have passed the value for the $first only, so $Jack. Okay, so Jack, and the third one, so greeting Ravi, comma Sharma. Okay, this is the program. Now save this with default to .php. Okay, and let's run here default 2.php. now you can see here that in the first case, that is this one, we haven't passed any value to the function. Okay, so it takes default arguments, that is $first Shubham and $last is Gupta, so greeting Shubham Gupta. Whereas in second case, we have passed first value as Jack, but we haven't passed second value, so it takes default value as Gupta, so Jack Gupta. And in third case, we have passed both the values, so the result is printed as such, that is Ravi Sharma. Okay, so this was the use of default arguments in PHP. This video is about variable arguments in PHP. PHP supports variable length argument function. It means you can pass 0, 1 or n number of arguments in function. To do so, you need to use 3 eclipses, that is dots, before the argument name. The 3-dot concept is implemented for variable length argument since PHP 5.6. Now let's see the example for variable length argument. So start with the PHP tag function add, now 3 dots because we are using multiple arguments here, $numbers, then $sum equals to 0 for each $numbers as $n, then $sum plus equals to $n, semicolon, close it, return $sum, close it, and at last echo add. Arguments are 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so these are the arguments, semicolon and PHP tag. Okay, so this is the complete program. Now save this, variable arg.php. okay, this is the name, and closed it. Now save this and let's run this. Okay, variable arg.php. so this is the result. So you can see here we have used 3 dots in add function arguments. That's why it will take multiple arguments here. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and returns the sum of these arguments. So we took a variable sum and initialized with value 0, and then we are iterating on the arguments using for each loop for adding them, and each time for every argument we are adding into sum. Then finally when for each loop will terminate, it will return the value of sum. So here we have called add function and it will print the sum of these 4 variables, that will be 10. So this was about variable length arguments in PHP. This video is about recursive function in PHP. PHP also supports a recursive function call like C or C++. In such case, we call current function within function. It is also known as recursion. It is recommended to avoid recursive function call over 200 recursion level because it may smash the stack and may cause the termination of script. Now let's see the example for recursive function. So start with the PHP tag. So PHP function display $number if $number is less than equals to 5, then echo number br tag and display dollar number plus 1. Now close it, and at last display 1 and the PHP tag. Okay, so what we are doing here, we have defined a function that is display with argument number. Now we are displaying number if it is less than or equals to 5, then we are calling display function inside itself. So here a function calls itself, that's why it is a recursive function, and it will display the numbers from 1 to 5. So let's save it with recursive dot cursive1 dot php. Okay, and you can see this by running here localhost slash recursive1 dot php. Okay, now let's see another example. Now let's see the use of recursive function with the factorial number example. Okay, so let's start php function is factorial. Okay, function factorial dollar n, then if there is a condition dollar n is less than 0, so return -1. Okay, this is for in case wrong value will occur. Then if dollar n is equals to 0, then return 1. Okay, this is for terminating condition, and return dollar n asterisk factorial dollar n minus 1. Okay, and a semicolon here, close this, and echo factorial 5. So this is the program. So we have defined a function, okay, to calculate factorial here of a number. So here we have given two condition. If $n is less than 0, that means invalid condition. Okay, it will return -1, and in case $n is equals to 0, then it will return 1, and in normal case it will multiply the number with factorial of number -1. So here also factorial function is calling itself, that's why it is a recursive function. Let's save this and see the result on browser. So recursive2.php inside double quotes. Alright, save this and let's see the result from here, recursive2.php. okay, you can see this, the factorial of 5 is 120. The factorial function is calling itself here, so that's why it is a recursive function. Fine, so this was about recursive functions in PHP.